Hello, hello, hello. I am Michelle Carter, and I am the owner of MCB Nurse Consultant. And at MCB Nurse Consultant, we help directors and nurses in long-term care to overcome their frustration and exhaustion of having to do it all. We teach them personality science and how they can use personality science to enhance their leadership development, retain staff recruitment, build strong teams, and change the whole environment from a toxic, negative environment to a positive environment. We also teach them to be able to have better professional, clinical, and personal outcomes by using personality science. Before we get started today on our conversation, if you would not mind taking a moment to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, MCB Nurse Consultant. Well, today I want to talk to you, all my directors and nurses, and my nurse leaders in long-term care. So that's including my RN supervisors, my ADONs, my directors and nurses, about professional development and why it's not a priority for us in long-term care. As in acute care, leadership development is a strong priority, especially for our chief nursing officers, our VPs of clinical services. But why is it not a priority for directors and nurses and their teams, their ADONs and their supervisors and the unit managers? Why aren't we pouring into them? Is it because long-term care is the forgotten specialty from healthcare, or is it that they just don't think it's as important for a director of nursing as it is for a chief nursing officer? I worked with a colleague who was a chief nursing officer, and she switched over to long-term care. And she told me being a director of nursing was 3 times harder than being a chief nursing officer in a acute care hospital. And one of the reasons is our staffing pattern is a lot different in long-term care. Our regulations are totally different in long-term care. We're one of the most regulated areas in the workplace is long-term care, next to energy saving. And another reason is it's just the fact finding the time and wanting to pour into your directors and nurses. And that's that I'm looking at that from the organizational level and also as a director nurse in a personal level. 100% believe in professional development. But there's times that I had to make this step for the professional development. I had to go to my organization. Can I go to this conference? Am I able to go to this conference? And it was times that I just went used my own vacation time and my own money because it was something that was important to me. And as you learn more about personality science, you'll understand each individual personality is a little bit different when it comes to education and pouring education to themselves. I'm a knowledge person, and it's not that I'm super, super smart. It's just I thrive off of learning. So that professional development is extremely important to me. In other personalities, it is important, but there's other things you might want to look at. If you're a blueprint type of person, professional development is important to you as a priority, but the cost of it and the stability of it, and is it a structured program, is much more important to you. That the outer of it is much more important than what you're going to learn. And who's teaching it? Is it an expert in their field? If you're a nurturing person, professional development is important to you because you want to make sure is how is this, what I'm learning is going to help my community, how it's going to help the people that I care about, how is it going to help my team? Am I going to be able to take this back and truly help my team? Or are they going to look at me as just a individual in another individual sitting in a class, or they're going to look at me as part of their team and part of their community to help me grow? And a lot of action people, they just want the bullet points. They don't want to sit in a conference for 2 to 3 hours or all day conference. Give me the bullet points and let me be able to shine. And then especially they want to be able to be taught and meet those famous leaders that's going to teach them how to be the best that they can be and be on top. So each of us look at things differently. But overall, are we making it a priority? Are we making professional development a priority? Or our Is our administrators and our executive directors making it a priority? Last week I did a video about what are the executive directors, administrators, and VPs doing to pour into their directors and nurses. And this is the second part of it, just going on to that professional development. Are you taking the time to be in a professional organization? Are you taking the time to be in an organization that can help you grow? Are you taking the time and maybe a national one and maybe some other ones that are more intuitive and more closer? There's an organization that I'm part of, and I would love for you to come and join with us as Nurses Feed Their Young. It is becoming a national organization, and it's a place where all nurses can come together and be able to have a positive experience. I happen to be the expert in the long-term care section, so I take care of all our long-term care nurses. If that's something that you're interested in, there's a link at the bottom of this video where you can come and sign up. You get the first month free. Are you taking time to do professional development with courses and online training and getting your CEUs? We do so many CEUs for our clinical aspects, and that's so important. But what are we doing for our professional aspect as a leader, pouring into us professionally? Ideally, if you're in this position as a leader, you've probably been on a floor and you've probably worked your way up from being a floor nurse, being an LPN on the floor, or in whatever you made to start off, and you did the clinical part, and that's absolutely right. And we still want to have hands-on clinical, but now we're at a higher level. We want to be able to have that professional development and that professional growth. As you know, I'm a coach for directors and nurses, and we are at this moment, have our open enrollment for our next coaching series of Leadership Roundtable. It's a 7-week course, and some weeks it may be 8 because I have a special guest coming through, which is optional. But it's a 7-week course where you're going to take time to learn your communication skills. You're going to take time to learn how to tap into your leadership skills. What type of leader are you? Having a leadership brand, learning your emotional intelligence and how you can relate to your team and how your team can relate to you also. Learning how artificial intelligence can help save your day. Learning how you can use artificial intelligence in a positive way to help you as time saver. Learning how to put a staffing program together. That's kind of the key. Building your staff up and making sure you have staff. And learning how to identify the most cited regulations and how to identify the regulations and building strong relationships. Those are important things as a director of nursing. Those are important things for your ADONs and your unit managers. If you're interested, I don't want you to miss out on our next preview class of the actual program, which is going to be on January 18th at 10 a.m. And we have open enrollment for that class. You do not want to miss out. This can be a 7-week program that can change the aspect. And your administrator, your organization will be able to pay for this because it is also a CEU event. You'll be able to earn CEUs for this course, and you'll also have a certificate, your CEU certificate, and a certificate of completion. And those are things. And if I'm not the right fit for you, I still want you to pour into yourself and get that professional development. Join those, take those courses, take the time out to take those courses. Learn how to organizations that in your area that can help you grow. Team up and mentor with other nurse leaders, experienced nurse leaders, especially if you're new in this leadership role, to help you grow. Because we have been in your situation. And there are people like me and other great nurses who want to give back and help our nurses grow. Now, you may run into some nurses who are just not ready to give back and may still have a negative outlook on the nursing aspect. And that's okay, because you have to have a balance of it all. But you have to find the right fit for yourself as a director of nursing, as a ADON, as an RN supervisor, and as a unit manager to help you grow in your role in your professional development. Professional development is so important, and it's so important to start with the professional development and personal development. And next week, we're going to be talking about personal development. as we start this new year, why not start on a clean slate, a new you, a new year, a new you, and new things? Last year and year before, maybe you didn't pour into your professional development. Well, why not change it now? Why change, and why not change now and make that choice to take care of you professionally and personally? Sometimes we're overwhelmed in our positions because we don't have that growth and we don't have the people to lean on. And that's what MCB Nurse Consultant is there for. I'm here for my directors of nursing. I'm here to help them be able to grow. And I want to show them and educate them on techniques and tools that's totally different, that's coming to healthcare, that we can help ourselves grow. The bank methodology, which is the personality science methodology that I'm certified coach and trained, is different than any other personality science out there. And why not utilize it to help grow your team? We're dealing with so many different aspects in our teams. We have to be able to grow ourselves by getting that professional development. And once we grow ourselves, we can grow our team. So take a bet on yourself and start making your professional development as a priority. Go to your administrator if there's a conference that you want to go to. If there's a course that you want to go to your administrator, go to your executive directors, and hopefully they're understanding and they'll say yes. And if they don't, and they say, no, we can't do it right now, then you look deep inside yourself and what can I do to enhance myself? Sometimes we look at, sometimes how we do our things in our life, we have to sit back and look what's truly important and what can wait. If this is something that you aspiring to be the best DON or the best leader that you possibly can be, you have to invest in yourself and going for that professional development. Whether you're coming through MCB Nurse Consultant or you're going through other organizations, whether you're coming to join Nurses Feed Their Young or you're going to other organizations, whatever is the best fit for you, I encourage you, I inspire you, and I will see you in picking that right fit for you so you can pour that professional development into yourself. I really appreciate you taking the time to have this conversation with me. Before we get done, I want you to please, again, like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you're MCB Nurse Consultant, if you're interested in joining an organization where nurses are helping each other and lifting each other, and there are certain sections that are just made for long-term care nurses, come and join Nurses Feed Their Young. If you're to make that step and start your journey and learning how to be a stronger leader by enhancing your communication skills, learning how personality science can help you incorporate in your leadership and finding that leadership brand with all the pluses and perks of making put a staffing program together and learning about regulations, come and sign up and join us at our preview leadership roundtable so you can find out even more about our program. And again, we're doing open enrollment for the leadership roundtable. It is a intimate, quiet course, no more than 12 people, that we are able to pour into each other and build our directors and nurses, our unit managers, our ADONs, and our supervisors, our long-term care nurses, up to be aspiring, strong professional leaders. Thank you for your time, and I can't wait to see you at either event. And don't forget, January 18th at 10 a.m. is the preview for Leadership Roundtable. You get a chance to just understand what the course is and all the perks that you're going to get with the course. I can't wait to talk to you. Have a great day.